What's good, everybody? Man, it's your boy Jay in the building. We is back again with another video. Now, before we get this video started, make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe to the channel. Make sure you guys share this video. We have Jackson State versus Texas State. We have a money game, y'all. We have a money game. So, I'm not really too familiar with Texas State. I do know that not too long ago, they beat Baylor at Baylor. Then I think last week they played University of Texas at San Antonio, and I think they lost 20-13. So, listen, for any non-Power 5 team to beat a Power 5 school it don't matter how good or bad they are, I think it's pretty impressive. And for them to score as many points as they did, I think it was 42-31 or whatever, because I think last year, this same Texas State team lost to Baylor like 60-something to 7. So for them to turn around the following year and to beat them at Baylor, I think that's pretty impressive. Now, I did see that, Texas State, they damn near have all new starters. I think they only had 3 returning starters on offense, and I think 4 or 5 returning starters on defense. So pretty much they have a whole new starting 11 on each side. So listen, man, this Texas State team ain't no joke. And I saw their starting offensive line. Matter of fact, let me see if I can pull it up. I ain't gonna look at it right now, right? So their smallest in terms of weight, in terms of on the starting offensive line, is 330. They have 2 guys that weigh 230. Another guy, I think they have 2 or 3 guys that weigh above 350. So they got some pretty big men on that O-line, man. So Jackson State defensive line is gonna have to do. Listen, that 3-5 not gonna do it. With these big guys, it's not going to do it this week. It's not going to do it. No. It's not going to work. Man. But we'll see what Jackson State's game plan is. But hear me out for a minute. And listen, they're cutting grass outside, so if y'all can hear it, I'm sorry. So check this out, right? And I thought of this earlier. I actually thought about this all day. Now, say, for instance, FAMU wins the rest of the games and they go on to play in the SWAC championship game, right? Jackson State can still make something out of this season even if they're not able to go to the SWAC championship game. I think this game is more important than I think even Jackson State fans realize. I think depending on how they play in this game, they have a chance to do something that they haven't done since '97. That's make the FCS playoffs. And depending on how they play, and of course, they would have to win the rest of the games, but they necessarily don't have to win this game in order for them to make a playoff run. Listen, the only thing they have to do, really, is to keep this game close. They don't necessarily have to win this game. 14 points, 21 points, maybe 21, maybe. You know what I'm saying? Because think of it this way, right? FAMU last week was ranked, I think, number 25, maybe 24, right? They lost to South Florida by 14 points. This week, they moved up 3 spots, even after losing. So, listen, Jackson State, all they have to do is to keep this game close. 14, listen, if they do that, and of course, it depends on, strength of schedule and margin of victory when it comes to them getting an at-large bid. Because, listen, if FAMU wins the rest of their games, then, of course, Jackson State is not, They can't play in the SWAC championship game, but they can get a chance to get an at-large bid. I think it starts this weekend, me personally, because if Jackson State comes out here and gets blown out by 40 or 50, then all bets are off. Like I think the season's over with in terms of them going to the playoffs. But I think this weekend, I think they have a shot. And this is something that I did want to see out of Jackson State whenever Coach Prime was here, but it didn't happen because they went to the SWAC championship game instead. But I think this game is somewhat important, very important. Now, they do have, Texas State does have a lot of D1 transfers, it's a lot of Power 5 transfers to be exact. I know their quarterback is from SMU. They have other guys, other transfer guys who are contributors this year. So I don't know what the game plan is going to be for Jackson State. I really ain't gotten nuts for them because, like I said, I don't know too much about Texas State. But what I do know is if Jackson State can keep this game close, if they can keep this game close, they can salvage their season. And, of course, they'll have to win the rest of the games. Because check this out. After this game, the hardest part of their schedule is over. For me, personally, I think the hardest part of their schedule is over. As a matter of fact, their toughest opponents left are all home games. They have Alabama State for homecoming. Then their last two games, they have Texas Southern and Alcorn, and they're both at home. The games that they have on the road, they have Alabama A&M, they have Bethune-Cookman, Arkansas Pine Bluff, and Valley State. Those are all away games. I think those are all very winnable games. Now, of course, college football is college football, and upsets do happen, but I don't see Jackson State losing to those teams, but we're going to see what happens, man. But look, I got all the faith in the world that Jackson State can at least keep this game close. Have them winning is an entirely different story because this is Texas State's first home game of the season. I don't know what their crowd going to look like. I don't know if they packed the house or whatever. I don't know anything about Texas State, but we're going to see what happens, man. But listen, I got all the faith in the world in Jackson State. And listen, if they can keep this game close, man, they can be on to something. So we're going to see what happens, man. But listen, I got all the faith in the world in Jackson State this week.